Yeah, it's very similar to StreamYard.
Mhm.
What's up, power people? We have been spending a lot of time together this week. I mean, oh my goodness. We've had Mathina come in and start the conversation on how to heal from chronic fatigue and burnout. Then Jamila White and I decided to talk about spiritual principles that will help you overcome imposter syndrome in your business. Then I had Janine Ingram come in and we talked about how forgiveness interacts with your cash flow. And then I had the audacity and the nerve to bring in Rikki Smith so that we can talk about how even your voice is a stream of income. So we
Mhm.
are currently live streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. Hit me up in the comments and in the chat. Tell me who you are. If you have a business, put your business name or website in the comments. Let's see who is here. Tell me what area you are in. Check in, check in. I want to see who is here. If you're live or catching the replay, doesn't matter. The energy is the same. But Rikki and Tamer done teamed up today. We got some big energy for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good energy. I can't tell you how many times, and I literally, Rikki, just came out of a Reiki energy clearing session for one of my clients.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I said, girl, you need to get on this live because when I got to her throat, it felt like there was a lump the size of a grapefruit.
Oh wow.
She said, and I could feel it in my body. She said, I have such difficulty speaking my truth. She said,
Mm-hmm.
it's a learned behavior. This is a
It is.
generational stronghold. She said, I didn't see my mama or my grandmama or my aunties speak
Mm-hmm.
speak their truth. And I said, oh, okay. So that was God's way of getting me ready.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I just would like to thank you. We were able to connect on another event, learning
Yeah.
about YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
we got the
Yeah.
chit chat and said, I just feel bonded. I feel like we should do
Good
some
talk
things.
to her.
Yeah. So I want for people to get familiar with you. Can you just kind of introduce your scope of work and your
Oh, sure.
movement so they can know who you
No
are?
worries. So my name is Rikki Smith. I am the owner of Stratus Training and Consulting. We are a soft skills training company. I am a conference speaker. I am an author. I am a YouTube channel creator. I'm somebody's mom, wife, and grandma. It's a whole thing. But that is, now you know everything you need to know about me. Everything else truly comes after that. And I, like most of your folks probably watching and listening, I have a problem speaking my truth too. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to die if I talked in front of people.
What was it that made it so scary?
Everything, like you said, the generational thing. I grew up seeing the women in my family just acquiesce constantly and never speak up. We were taught, at a lot of times as women, we were taught to be quiet. Don't be big, stay small. Don't beat the boys. Don't have your own opinion. And if you do, don't share it. And so I learned that. And then you get up, you go older, you start dating, you take this stuff with you. Then and then don't mess around and get into an abusive relationship.
Okay.
That will shut you down like nobody's business. And then it's almost like rehab, trying to learn to speak again. Your voice has power. The enemy knows this.
Yeah.
But if you use that power for good, to help, to heal, to build, to bond, girl, get a blowhorn because they ain't ready. They ain't ready for about what's to happen.
So you already just gonna come in and start dropping.
I'm gonna just go all the way in right here. We're just gonna do that.
Let's do this. Let me sit up. So, what I love about what you're saying is the correlation between the whole healthy version and how we speak and what we choose to tell,
right?
And what that can produce. Because there's a scripture that says, "You will know me by my fruit."
By them, the fruit. That's
what
right.
I have found as a full-time entrepreneur and one who holds space for entrepreneurs is that the people who can get past shame, get past self-judgment, they have a different bag. They have different cash flows.
They sure do. Yeah.
What's the correlation between authenticity
Hmm.
and profitability?
Oh, I love that question. So the difference between your authenticity is this is who I am. Deal with it. That, as opposed to being, in your business, sometimes we will acquiesce to what our customers, what our clients need, and
Mm,
then our authenticity gets lost. So now you're over here in this amazing business that you've probably been called to, and you're trying to make up something that is going to be marketable, something that you can sell. When in actuality, God has given you that already in calling you fearfully and wonderfully made. So basically, like my son would tell me, do you, boo, and stop trying to do what other people think that you should be doing. Because that's where you get messed up. That's where your people pleasers come in, you
mhm.
know. And
And I
somebody who's a people pleaser in their business, they ain't in business long.
no, it's not a sustainable business model.
Mm-mm, it is
And
not.
literally, I think the people pleasing pattern actually starts with our relationship with God.
100%.
Because I find people who feel like they have to perform for the love
Ooh,
of God, they have to
yeah.
perform for their
Mm-hmm.
blessings. Even
Mm-hmm.
in the most foundational relationship in your life, you're
Yeah.
still performing and presenting your
Yeah.
avatar. You're still packaging it up. But I
To make it
always
pretty.
like to say perfection is not required to have a positive
Mm-mm.
impact.
No,
Matter of fact, there's so much power and opportunity in your authenticity
that's
and
right.
telling the truth about your life. There is a
Mm-hmm.
woman that I admire who did this, and I remember she would live stream, and when she would come on the screen, she would have her hair bonnet on. I
I
remember I
love
had
it.
signed up for one of her webinars, and literally the introduction to the webinar was her greasing her scalp. I was like, "Come on, sis, I'm here. I should be greasing."
Oh, I know. Where my comb at?
I was like, and
But
she
yeah,
has
but
produced millionaires and is a
you
millionaire
know
herself.
what? Because people
There.
want what she has, not what she looks like. Not now, and I'm not going to say that's always good, because if I'm going to a hairdresser and hairdressers, your hair is a hot darn mess, I'm not coming to you. I'm not sitting in your chair. I'm not going to do it.
No,
I'm
that's
not
a
going to do it. If you are a makeup artist and you got one eyelash down here, and no, ma'am, no, I'm not doing that. But what you're talking about, you are after what I have to give you. You
mm,
are after the thing that was put in me to share with you. Your
yeah,
authenticity is the realness that people need. We got enough fake out here. We got enough fake everything.
yeah.
And that's not going to help you build. And when it comes to your own story, your own experience, your life experience, when you said earlier about sometimes the love of God for us can be performance based, go back a little further, because that came from somewhere. God did not give you that. That wasn't
No,
anything that God
that's
ever
so
gave you.
yeah,
That came from someplace. And you took that thing, put it on, bought a pair of shoes and gloves, and started walking in it.
yeah.
And it's been a lie for a really long time. And how do you know it's a lie? Because it feels heavy. It's painful. It is irritating. If you leave your place of business, the thing that you have called to do, and you are exhausted
Come
instead of
on.
exhilarated, honey, you're doing more than was ever intended for you to be. And you're
Mm,
not being yourself doing it. I'm a reformed people pleaser.
come on.
Anybody know what I'm talking about? I am a reformed people pleaser,
Me too.
but it came from someplace. I had a tumultuous relationship with my dad. I had an abusive marriage at one time. There were things. So I would became a people pleaser, but doing that, I ended up with people I didn't like, doing things I didn't want to do, saying stuff I didn't want to say, and ending up in places that I did not know how to leave from.
Come on. So how do we reclaim our true state when it comes to our voice, speaking our truth, telling our story? Because all of those things matter, especially like the family conditioning, the trauma that
Hmm.
happened in childhood. I too am
Yeah.
a domestic violence survivor. I
Hmm.
overcame that experience. So I understand
Yeah.
how my voice was suppressed.
Hmm. Hmm.
How, in my childhood being picked on and those different
Yeah.
things changed
To
my
it.
self concept.
Hmm.
But I also want people to be able to trace, how do I reactivate? How do I turn my voice back on? What's step one to figure out how to get back in tune with speaking my truth and
Yeah.
telling my story?
The very first thing after repenting and saying, Lord, I'm sorry that I allowed this thing to shut me down. That's first. But your second thing is to realize what happened in your life happened to you, not because of you. A
Mm,
lot of us will stop talking because we think whatever happened because of us.
that's
It
Maya
didn't.
Angelou's story. Mm-hmm.
It happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know that it happened to you and not because of you, you will start, you'll feel a little, you'll feel a little something
Stir
that
up.
needs to come up. You'll start feeling that little thing. Let that in come. Your second step is to understand. A lot of this is mindset, though, Tama. You know what I mean? Understand that who you are is more than enough. All right? You're not a mistake. You may be a hot mess, but you ain't a mistake. And even the hot mess that you may think that you are, there is someone, this is three, there is someone that needs to hear it from
Yes.
you.
The way that it is.
The way that it is, just the way it is.
Don't
And
dress
here's,
it up.
don't dress it up, don't sugarcoat it, don't put no lipstick or nothing on it. Just tell it the way it is. My thing for me coming out of that people pleasing thing is I had to realize that I literally not only had something to say, but there was somebody waiting to hear it from me, just
That
for
part.
me. And as business owners, y'all, come on, what you're doing is amazing. But if you don't tell a good enough story to why you do what you do, your customer base is going to dwindle.
Yeah.
I
It
use
makes,
the, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. No, I was going to
Oh,
say it makes me think of something one of my mentors taught me,
mm,
which is your ideal client is a version of you.
that's good.
So while you're sitting here thinking, oh, I don't need
Mm,
to tell my story until I feel like I'm on the other side, there
mm.
are people who are in the valley with you, right where you are,
Yeah,
who are in
yeah,
despair, who are still on EBT, who are trying to figure out how to make the money move and not sacrifice their dream. And
that's right.
they're looking, they're on YouTube, they're Googling, they're
Woo.
scrolling through reels on Instagram, trying to find some inspiration, but your voice
Yeah.
is
And
not.
looking for an answer that
Yeah.
literally lies within you. You are your answer. Now, there's something that you said that I have to disagree with only a little bit. Only a
Okay,
little bit.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Like some folks say, oh, well, you need to start telling your story where you are. Yes and no. There is a portion of the story that needs to be told in the valley where you are. But
Of course.
the real
Yeah.
work has happened once you do get on the other side because you can scream back into the darkness. I made it out and you can too.
I love that. So you actually, I agree with that because I
Mm.
remember attending a conference, and Lisa Nichols was a guest speaker there. She's such
I've
a
heard her
gifted.
name more times today, and I'm super excited. So I'm receiving some things right now. Go
Ooh, her
ahead.
energy is moving in your life today. So, one of the people in the audience asked the question about being a grief coach,
Mm-hmm.
and was saying that she recognizes when she tries to step into that work that her grief gets activated
Mm-hmm.
and it interferes with how she can serve her people.
That's
And
right.
Lisa was explaining to her,
Mm-hmm.
you're not whole enough yet.
Exactly.
So there,
100%.
so that is valid. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying I agree with you. We don't have to disagree. I agree in that,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
glad you brought up that perspective
Mm-hmm.
because some people can take that and run
Yeah.
with it and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna just put
Mm-hmm.
it all out." Yes, you can do that, and there is some
Yeah.
profitability in that, but is
That's
there
right.
sustainability?
And that's the thing. I tell my clients because as a presentation skills coach, as a speaking coach, as a trainer, I tell my clients, look, do not stand on a stage and emote. This is not your counseling session.
Come
You
on.
don't want you, you don't want your audience sitting crying with you over
Or
the thing that they came to get healed from. Yeah, you don't want. Wait,
I can't
what
even
session are we
receive.
in?
I just had
Exactly.
this experience. I went to an event and I thought I was going to be in receiving mode and I was put to work and didn't even get paid. I said, wait
That
a
part.
minute. I said, I thought I was here to receive. So I do completely
Yeah.
100% agree that
Yeah.
there is a responsibility
There's a responsibility.
that comes with serving others.
It is.
And
And
we
one of
need
those
to be
making sure
mindful of
you're ready to be of service. I tell this all the time. The things that has happened to you in your life, get a place where you can use them instead of them using you.
that.
What does that look like? When I can use it, I can tell it like it was with all the ugly, nasty scars and the whole thing, and it doesn't affect me. If it's still using me, I can start to tell it. I get choked up. The tears start to fade. I feel that thing in my stomach. My hands get so. You ain't ready. Sit down. You're not ready. Go get
Mm.
better. Go get
Because
better.
it's better to serve from your power position
That's right.
than your wounded position.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the marketplace, people will buy anything. They will buy your pain, they will buy your trauma, they will buy your drama. But what's the responsibility for us? What
Yeah,
do we sell? What are we
that's right.
offering the people through
Mhm.
our voice, through
And
our
what's your
story?
plan? What's your
Yeah.
plan for sustainability? So, I am a corporate trainer. That's literally what I do. I train people on various things. So, if I got up there and I'm training somebody, say, on presentation skills, which is one of the biggest things that I do, and I don't know how to present, or I'm still scared to death to talk in front of people, what are
Mhm.
they getting besides nervous? What they want besides me to sit down? Where
Mhm.
are they going to go besides anywhere else but here to get
Mhm.
what I have to offer? I'm not ready. But if I do the work, and trust me, finding your voice is work.
It is
It
work.
is work. It's hard work, but it's work that's necessary because your voice will change the world. Your story will increase your profitability. Your story will bring customers, clients, and collaborations your way. But you have to be able to tell that story in such a way that it resonates with people. As a
Yes.
presentation coach, one of the things I tell folks is, sweetie, when you're telling your story, we need to paint this with a broad brush. We are not painting the Sistine Chapel. So, what does that mean? I don't need to know that on Wednesday at 3:47 p.m. while you were walking down, Camden Avenue in a red dress with the cutest pumps you've ever seen, your prayer was perfect. No, sweetie, skip ahead. It may have been Wednesday. The day may have been cloudy. What was
Mhm.
going on with you? Let's get to where the people can meet you. Let's get
Mhm.
if you're now if you're you're at Fashion Week, then yeah, you need to talk about the cutest shoes that anybody's ever seen and the cutest little bag that you had. But if that's not where you are, stop telling that story like that.
Mhm.
If you have an amazing story,
Okay.
but you have a product that you want to sell and do, this is one of my examples. So this is a lipstick I love. I love this lipstick. I think it's so cute, and it's my purse lipstick, right?
Mhm.
So I can sell you this lipstick and tell you I love the color, I like the style of it, I love the pigment of it, I like how smooth it goes on, and that will appeal to some people.
Right.
But how about this? This lipstick changed my life. I already got six people going, wait, but it's
Right,
lipstick.
so
How did it change
lipstick.
your life? Exactly. And if I say, when I was a little girl, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup because my mom believed that if I wore makeup, that I was bringing attention onto myself. And it made her believe and think that someone's going to snatch me up in the street, gang rape, and kill me. So I never wore lipstick. So I always felt ugly because people made me feel ugly. And then I
Wow.
went to college and I got my first tube of lipstick. I
Mhm.
put it on, and for the first time, I felt powerful. I was ready to take on the world with boldness, with wisdom and passion. And I
Come on.
started a business. Do you see the difference between me selling your lipstick than telling you my story? Are you yet ready to buy my lipstick?
Yeah,
Not because
just because I want to buy this piece of you.
that
When you
part.
learn how to monetize yourself in your story, you could be selling lipstick, you could be selling paper clips, you could be selling bottles of water. People will support you because they can
Yeah.
connect. They
Because
can
the
feel your
story relates. Yeah. And it's
yes.
important that, folks who have a story, and trust me when I tell you, everyone has a story. If anyone
Everyone.
tells you that your story doesn't matter, those are not your people. Walk away and find a new group. But
Yeah.
everyone has a story. The difference is being able to put that story into a a, a sellable package.
Mhm.
Don't tell me a story about the shoes you bought, but you need to sell me lipstick. Those two things don't gather. And why am I listening to you? Find your story. And there are different stories to tell. You have your professional story, you have your growing up story, your coming of age story, you have your rags to riches story. There are lots of stories, and they all have different elements. But one of the elements is, what do I need to take from this?
Yes.
Is it a lesson? Is it a cautionary tale? Is it
Yeah.
my call to action? Why are you telling me this story? Are you telling me to show forth your expertise or making yourself credible? Don't just get out there and be like, well, what had happened was when my story, girl, stop. Just stop.
So let me tag me in because what you're putting in perspective is so good. And
Mm,
I want people to pinpoint that you got to understand which brain you're speaking through, right?
mhm.
So, on one level, yes, I'm speaking to my audience, right? But what part of me is speaking? Am
Yeah.
I speaking through my trauma brain? Am I spilling out on my audience because I haven't talked about this in a while or I haven't had a,
Hmm.
or am I speaking from my whole divine mind?
That's good.
Have I actually done some things in preparation to be in front of this audience? Whenever I have to speak, I
Hmm.
start practicing what I have to say long before I'm in front of that audience.
100%.
I start talking to spirit about what I start saying, make sure my words are bathed in the right energy and the right
Hmm.
message. Because
Hmm.
if you can use anything, God, you definitely can use me,
That's
right? So
right.
I'm not here because, oh, I've been through so much. I'm not coming with my trauma. I've already done my personal development work. I've already done my years of
Yeah.
therapy.
Done your time.
Processed all of that. So when you're trying to figure out how to reactivate your voice and what
Hmm.
story to tell, first of all, keep in mind the story you tell, you live.
Hmm.
So if you want to
Hmm.
guarantee that you're moving authentically, don't tell a story you're not living.
That's exactly
Right?
right.
Like,
Because it shows.
because
Because
it
folk,
shows.
in the day of fact checking, girl, they
Hello.
will they will fact check you
It will
up.
Google your net worth
That's
and
right.
ask why you calling yourself a millionaire.
That's right. People will, and then as soon as they find out that you're not telling the truth, they will, girl,
Here's
they
your
will share
credibility.
it. They will share it like a new store,
It'll
and
go viral.
everybody will know, and you will lose time and money because it takes a long time to build a reputation,
It
but
sure
it
does.
takes one match and 30 seconds to
It
tear
really
it down. Don't do that to yourself. Yeah.
does. It really
Hmm.
does. Prepare, rehearse. Some of the greatest speakers of our time, they share in their story that they would get in the mirror. They would look at their
Hmm.
mannerisms. They would look at their facial
That's
expressions. They would
right.
look at how they were dressed, how they looked before they got up on the stage, before they even got invited to a stage,
That's right. Yeah.
embodying their identity, their narrative,
Right
their
now.
story of themselves.
And there are things that you can do. Like I said, it's not, don't wait to be invited to the stage to get ready for the stage.
That part.
You should be ready for stage now. If you know that you've been called to be or do a thing, then you need to be working towards that thing. What's that saying that summer bodies are made in the winter? It's the same concept.
I didn't want to
Be,
hear that because Thanksgiving
you're
is coming.
welcome.
Thank you, Rikki.
Yes, I'm praying for me and you both. But you know, I knew long ago that I was going to be a speaker. I knew that I was going to be on stage. I already knew that. Didn't know when, where, how, or who, or what, but I knew that was going to happen. So guess what I would do? I would stand in front of the mirror and I would look at myself and I would watch my face. I would watch my mouth move. And I wanted to see what it was going to do when I said this word and how it looked. I learned that there are some words that I can't say. So I
Wow.
learned to avoid them in my speech. I I practice my own introduction
I did too. I can relate.
because when the call came, it wasn't like, oh my God, they want me to speak. It's more like, oh, okay, let's get it. You know, because I've been ready. And that term about it's better to be ready than to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
I
stay
just stay
ready, you
ready.
gotta get ready. I
That.
caught my daughter at 5 years old in the
Mm,
bathroom mirror preaching to herself. I
don't
said,
preaching, but
"Oh,
yes.
she beat me by, yeah, she was in the mirror like, you need God. And she done launched her YouTube channel. She done received awards from
Amen. Amen.
counties in Maryland for her voice. At
Amen.
6, she's going to be 9 on the 12th of this month. But at
Woo-hoo.
6, she's been doing
Yeah.
it. She's written her book and all that. So what you're saying is true. Your destiny, your assignment has been leaving clues your entire
Yeah.
life.
Go back.
Something
Look.
happens when you learn to accept yourself more. It
Mm-hmm.
gives you a boldness and an audacity to step
Mm-hmm.
up and show who you are.
That's
And
right.
you deserve that, especially if you've been through a lot, especially if you've
Yeah.
had some real trauma in your life. It is
Mm-hmm.
unfair to silence yourself the way you've been silenced.
Yeah. I love saying, don't keep the devil's secrets. Don't do
Mm,
that. Don't keep
yeah,
the devil's secrets. And here's the thing for the speakers and business owners looking to find your voice. Once you find it, be ready, because the enemy is not going to just get out of your way and let you waltz on through. There is going to be some pushback. It may come from your friends. It may come from your family. It may sound like this. Why you doing that now? Ain't
why you
nobody
gotta
ever
tell
done
that
that.
part? Oh, why you
That's
gotta
right.
tell that part?
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Mm,
let that thing stop you, because it can. And if you're not yet strong enough, start small. Start
mhm.
small. Get a group of your girls together and tell them, "Hey, look, I want to run this by you."
Yeah,
And get into a safe place, a safety net, because the big world is mean and people are not nice folks. And sometimes they will come for you even if you didn't call them. But if you're strong enough, it's okay, because that's
mhm.
not going to change who you are, what you have to say, and it's not going to change those who need to hear it from you.
That's so
Stay
good.
focused on
Ooh,
what needs to happen, and it will.
I literally
It
said
will.
in the live we did yesterday that focus is your superpower.
Mm-hmm.
A
It is.
focused mind will fortify you. And I remember, Rikki, the first time I had a viral post on Instagram, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so excited that, I'm like, how did I reach 1.5 million people with one
All
post?
right, get it.
And there were like maybe 3 or 4 people that
Mm-hmm.
comment really nasty things.
Sure.
I looked past all of the thousands of other
Come
positive,
on. Yes, we
and I had
do.
that reckoning moment with myself. And I said, now, Taima, how are you so obsessed with these 3 little comments? You can block
Mm-hmm.
me too. But
Yeah.
I trained myself in that moment. I said, no, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
Come on, that part. That's
You
so
know
good.
who you are, and you know the purpose of your content. You know the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of your voice. You have trained your voice. You have found
Yeah.
courage to use your voice. You gonna let
Mm-hmm.
people
Don't do it. And they'll
back up
try.
of yourself that doesn't even exist
Yeah.
anymore?
And folks you don't know, don't care about, like my mom say, if you don't feed me,
No.
pay my bills, or sleep with me, sweetie, I'm not that interested. I appreciate you. No. And it is just their opinion. But it's not their opinion so much that matters. It's the opinion that you have.
Mhm.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God
Facts.
said he didn't make any junk. He said, I have given to you everything pertaining to life and godliness. He says, I would above all things that you prosper and
That
be in health. He says, I have given you power over your hands to obtain wealth. Where in that does it say, and they matter?
that what
And
they say
seen.
can override what God said about
And
you.
seen.
It
You
doesn't work.
know, come on, it doesn't work like that. You have to remember, my husband said this a couple of years ago, and it has stuck with me. He said, because we're big movie people,
Okay.
and we always watch some random movie where somebody got caught doing something they didn't have no business doing. And then this one will say, are you going to believe what you see? Or are you going to believe what I tell you? So he equated that to God. When all of crap happens in your life, are you going to believe what you see? Or are you going to believe what he told you?
Come on.
Yes, this may be a fact, but he is the truth.
Come on.
Now, girl, I got a whole soapbox for that. I won't pull it out for
Listen,
you
no,
right
that's good. I just want that to marinate. Put in the comment section, I got it. If you
now.
caught
Yeah,
that, say, I
yeah,
got it. Because it's
yeah.
important. It's important. Your voice matters.
Your voice
There are
matters.
people who are waiting for you to recognize that it does.
Yeah.
And there is money available. That I always say the reward is tied to the work you put in, not the intention.
Come on.
You could
That's
be
right.
well intentioned, you could have all the potential in the world, but do you
Yeah.
show up? Because when
Mm,
you show up, God shows up and says, now look at what you're doing. Now I knew you could do it. I told you you would. Now look at
yeah.
get some money. Let me go ahead and just rain some
And make it
blessings.
rainbow. And that's
You
the thing. Don't give up on you, your dream. Don't give up on what you know that you heard years ago. Just because it doesn't happen today. In this microwave society, well, I prayed today, so I should have it tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. I just want you to know. If you
see,
are looking to
it
be,
hard.
exactly, if you are looking to be an overnight success, I'm going to give you this for free because I for y'all. An
Uh-huh.
overnight success can take 10 or 15 years.
Woo! That's a decade plus.
But when it comes, oh my God. The scripture says what you're going through now is not worthy to be compared to the blessings that are coming later. Don't
We'll
give
say that
up.
again.
Don't stop.
Back, Ricky. Say it one more time.
Right. An overnight success can take 10 or 15 years, but understand this what you are going through right now is
Right
not worthy to be compared to the
now.
blessings that are coming later. Because
Mm.
if you got it, if you prayed yesterday and got it today, your testimony is small and short and weak. But when you have to crawl through glass, buck your system, come out of
Mm.
the weeds, get away from that relationship, quit that job, get fired, fall down, skin and knee, break a heel, when you get there and you got to collab with Louis Vuitton or you got to collab with this skin thing, honey, you got a story to tell.
That
And
part.
it's going to encourage someone else who is crawling through glass right now. It is your voice. Own
Mm.
it. It's yours. You earned it. You earned it.
And the difference between short-lived success and success that took more effort, the difference between the two is legacy.
Yeah. And the wider the
What
base.
what is left behind for those coming
Mhm.
behind you?
That's
When
right.
it's too easy and it's short-lived and it's not sustainable, what do
Mhm.
your children and their children and their children's children get?
Yeah.
But I'm
See,
willing to be the one in my bloodline. I'm the one. Put that in the comments. I'm the one. I'm willing to be the one in my bloodline that
yeah,
seeds enough that generations after me can harvest it
that's right. They will eat forever. You
forever.
know, build a base, build a good base. And I'm not talking about your base of followers, your base of subscribers. I'm talking about a base of legacy. Build out before you build up. Because if you build up before you build out, the folks coming behind you, they're going to have to rebuild because this high on a base this big is not sustainable.
It's like
Build
a
out.
game Jenga.
That's exactly right.
One little small move and everything tumbles over.
Everything falls. But if you have a wide base, you can build taller, you can build stronger, you
Yes,
can truly build something that will be sustainable.
that
Don't
part.
look to build fast, look to build for long term. The houses that are standing now, that are being built now, girl, 10 years, you're going to have to redo them. But
Hello.
look back to what was built in the 30s, in the
Yeah.
20s. Okay, let's go back further. Anybody ever heard tell of the Roman Colosseum? That was
Come
built in a BC and it's still
standing.
standing.
Solid.
Says something, just saying.
It's solid. Oh, this is so rich. And so I want to just kind of pivot, but I really want all of you to put Exclamation mark in the comments if this is resonating with you, if this was the conversation you needed, because you know there's somebody listening either to the live or replay. You have been hearing God whisper to you, hey, there's something you need to say and you're too quiet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need you to get a little louder. You keep coming to me and asking me for more. What have you done with what I've already given you?
Hmm.
What have you
That's
done
right.
with what I've already given you? So put an exclamation mark if this is resonating and if that was for you.
Hmm.
So, Rikki, I'm launching the 5-day business infrastructure training. It starts
Hmm.
11. We're almost full, actually. The registrations are
Wow.
rolling in.
Hmm.
And I know that you are a resource for the students who are coming in. So I wanted to do two things with this conversation. I wanted to
Sure.
empower, educate, and inspire the people, but I also want them to know that you have tools and processes that will
Yeah.
help them find their voice, train their voice, and monetize their voice. Can you
Yeah.
share with them some of those
Sure.
tools?
So, one thing, if you go over to our website, it's stratustrains.com. There
Mhm.
is a free download of 5 public speaking tips. Who's going to help you find your voice? Free. Just go
Mhm.
on in there, go on and get it. I have a book called Faith on Friday, a deep dive. This book is all about what is going on in you. There are little tiny stories in there, but it's a way to help you pull out some things that you did not know were there. Things
Mhm.
about your self worth, things about getting started, things about the difference between prosperity and being prosperous. There
Mhm.
are things in there that you can use, but it's your journal, your way of finding your voice. And then for the public speakers who are looking for something quick and easy, we have another book, and it's called Own Your Stage. Tips and myths about public speaking. Let me tell you, your voice matters. You need to find a stage and own it. These books will
Yes.
be a really good resource for you, and you can find them on Amazon or even on our website.
I love that. I love that. We got some people on YouTube saying, can we type the site in the books? Yes, I got you. I'm going to put it in the comments for you now. They can go to stratustrains.com, right?
They can go to stratustrains.com, or you can get the books on Amazon. Just type in books, Rikki Smith, and it's Rikki Smith.
Hmm. All right. So you can do either or. You can go to stratustrains.com
Hmm.
and go on Amazon and type in Rikki Smith.
Yeah,
And her name and the website are on our screen.
that's right. And if your audience has questions, comments, concerns, you can email me. I would love to answer any questions you think you may have. And
Yeah.
my email address, again, super simple. It's rsmith at Stratus, Stratus, trains, trains.com. Ask me a question. I'll be glad to help you out because I think there needs to be more voices. We need
Yeah.
to hear more. Your
Yeah.
voice, it's like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. Everybody sells a burger, and ain't never one of them went out of business yet. So don't think that somebody has told your story already. They may have, but they didn't tell it the way you would.
Yeah. You are your own unique expression of God's power.
That's right.
And so your story matters.
Hmm.
I invite all of you into the 888 code. Rikki, if any of your audience and your people are listening, I pay my sisters when they support the work that I'm doing. That's my
Hmm.
culture of sisterhood.
I
So
love it.
you are being connected to me through Rikki Smith, and you're like, oh, you go to the wombsauna.com events, you look at the 888 code training, and you're like, oh yeah, my stuff is not in order. The principle of this is, are you the size container for the blessings you're asking for?
Oh, that's good.
You want a millionaire lifestyle, but your business functions as a $20,000 revenue creating business. Like,
Right.
you need infrastructure. You need to know how to operate day to day. You need a system audit. You need to run the numbers and have a consistent budget. You need to understand how to market and brand and what social media platforms best align with your vision. And this is what I do. in 5 days. Why? I could have easily stretched this into months. Rikki, you know this kind of
Oh
content.
yeah.
I do it in 5 days because I find that people don't realize their true capacity.
Sure.
It is a virtual work clinic. We're not there
Hmm.
lecturing. I'm going to give you day one to flush out some entrepreneurial trauma, but the other days we are working. And
I
every time
love it.
we run this class, by day three, people are making money in real time
All
in
right
this.
now.
So I invite you to come in there before it fills up because I know my capacity in this kind of teaching. And
Hmm.
so I do cap this one. But yeah, this is one of our programs and it has transformed lives. It has cultivated
Awesome.
a lot of money for businesses. And it doesn't matter what phase we work where you are on your
That's
business.
so good.
We're going to get you ready for next year because 2025, anything like 2020, Cat Williams told us what 2024 was going to be. And I think
Well,
I'm looking for the 2025 prophecy from Cat Williams. I said, woo, get it in place. So thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your wisdom with the people. Anything else you want to add to this conversation before we wrap up?
y'all get on that 888 code, find yours, get yours, learn yours, and then go out and tell yours. The world is waiting.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much. Again, stratustrains.com. Go connect and go to faithonfridays.com.
Oh, yeah.
Her podcast is incredible and you will meet some incredible people.
Yeah,
And we got some treats coming for you. You will continue to see us together in the marketplace
that's
because
true. Yeah.
and we will never part. I love you now. I'm here. I'm here. So glad God brought us together.
Me
Everybody, I hope you
too.
got food for your soul. I see some people on YouTube saying, I love that. I am my own unique expression of God.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
You know, Marianne Williamson says, you are the perfect idea straight out of the mind of God.
Isn't that
Woo!
awesome? He
So hold
spoke
on
you
to
into
that.
existence. Woo!
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you matter. You matter. And so does your voice. Monetize it. We love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see many of you on 11/11 in the 888 code. Don't miss it. It will change the trajectory of your life and your business. We love you. Peace.
Okay.